All right, thank you all for joining us. This is Adventure with Pictures. This is Ryan. Got my homeboy Preston here.
That was good.
All right, and today we have a special guest. She wears many hats. Podcaster. She sells merch, but we want to really get into a deep dive in her travel group. Want to introduce Rosie. So please say hi to the people, Rosie.
Hey y'all.
All right. And once again, thank you for joining us. And as I mentioned, I would just love to get right into it. As I mentioned earlier, you have plenty of hats, podcasts, and you sell merch and things of that nature. But we want to know is who is Rosie the Traveler?
All right, so Rosie the Traveler is I like to ball on a budget. So I'm a single mom. I travel a lot with I have vacations, I travel with my son a lot, and I travel with my girls. And people be thinking I'm balling and I'm not. I just know how to finagle it so I can enjoy 4 or 5 trips a year, whether there's some in the States, some are out the country. So I'm just a traveler on a budget.
See, that's the type of language I like to hear. Me too. Like, I wish if I could switch some things around, I would definitely can finagle doing like maybe more than a couple trips a year, like you said, maybe 4 or 5. But yeah, if I know I want to do something big, I'm definitely the balling with a budget, or I'm gonna save a year out in advance, and then I'll be able to get it popping, as comfortably as I would like to do. So
Oh, yes, I hear you.
Yeah, I do the same thing. I ball out budget wise. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm a family of 7. I got 5 kids.
Dang, so yeah, definitely got a ball on the
I be
budget.
like, check this out. Daddy be back because we all can't go. I'm gonna tell y'all about it. You know what I'm saying? Maybe in the future you guys can go. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, like I always try to like budget year out, at least 6 months. No less than 6 months. I try to, do that. But yeah, I would love to travel 4, 5, 6, 7 times a year, whether it be domestically or international.
mm-hmm. For
But
sure.
so that's Rosie the Traveler. Okay. So the next question I have is, what made you want to start a travel group?
So I wanted to start the travel group because one, I don't know if you guys are part of the Black travel movement on Facebook.
Yeah, I am.
Okay, so I am too. And when I would do my travels, I would submit, but they have all these rules, which no shade to them. They have to because they have 80,000 people and people be posting all types of nonsense. So I know they have to like approve it before, and I would submit and like 9 times out of 10, they'd approve it, or it would be like, oh, you didn't submit enough pictures or you submitted too many pictures. And I'm like, listen, I'm gonna do my own damn group. Okay. Y'all not tell me. Like my pictures was fire. Like all of a sudden, like no. So one day I think they had rejected. I went to Montreal and I think sometimes I don't want to put mad details. Sometimes I'm like, listen, it was a fun trip. I'll put a few things here and there, but I think it wasn't enough. So I think they didn't approve it. And I'm like, you know what? I'm starting my group today. Okay. So in addition to that, a lot of people did inbox me on my regular Facebook. A lot of my friends are like, damn girl, you on another trip? Like, how do you do this? You balling. I'm like, I'm really not. So I figured one, I'd be able to create the group to allow people to see. I'll post flight deals. I'll post the prices of what I paid when I go on a trip, the hotel, the resort. And I would give them hacks and stuff. So I figured I could do that. And I also personally have a lot of traveling friends, and I know that they would give their input. So it's been working out. A lot of people share a lot of things. I'm learning new things about traveling. People share where they stay. They give their review. They give prices. They'll post discounts if they find one. So I don't have to wait for the Black travel movement. I got my own. Okay. So
Yeah, I understand that completely because the Black travel movement, I don't post as when I first got invited like a couple of years ago, I was kind of posting a little heavy, but they also wasn't as stringent as they are now.
yeah.
I know a lot of stuff that's happened in the last couple of years, but you're like you said, hey, look, man, take these pictures and do what you will. You'd be like, nah, I need you to write this thesis. I need you to let me know. I mean, look, bro, take these pictures. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I understand because like my wife and I, we both part of the group, and we just I just kind of actually fell back a little bit, from the whole Black travel movement and stuff like that. But yours sound a little fire. I might have to get with you and see how I can be part of your group.
Yeah, because it sounds fun. So yes, as I mentioned, you said in your group, like you'll post like some of the details of like deals and discounts, and some of your members will do the same as well. So Yeah, I need to get on that ASAP as well. I think after this interview, that's where I'm going to.
Like recently went to Puerto Rico earlier this. No, we in January now. I went in December, and obviously I posted about it. Sometimes I like to post day to day because when I travel, okay, I'm an itinerary person. Some people wing it. I don't wing it. I need my plans in order. Again, it's part of the budgeting because I do purchase a lot of the things I'm going to do prior to getting on the airplane. Therefore, I only have to worry about spending money when I get there. So a lot of people wait till they get there. Now it's like, damn, this is more expensive than I thought. And it's like, if you purchased your museum tickets or your amusement park, you would have been good when you got there. So I'll post day to day. And I was actually really excited because by the end of the day, by the end of the trip, I have 4 people that booked at the exact same resort that I stayed at. They booked tickets for the boat that I got on, and I was just like, oh, y'all really fuck with me because they really was like, oh, I'm gonna stay there. So someone just got back from Puerto Rico and she ended up staying exactly where I stayed already. So I think it was pretty cool for them to do that, knowing the price and knowing everything. They wanted a beachfront resort. They had all that. So it's like, okay, I'm not gonna bullshit y'all. If it sucked, it sucked. If it was expensive, I'm gonna tell you, but balling on a budget. So that was pretty cool.
Okay, all right. Well, I know you recently mentioned that you went to Puerto Rico and things of that nature. So, ever since you started this travel group, like how many places have you visited, and like are there more like domestic or just international or kind of a little bit in between?
I started the group maybe I think 2 years ago, I believe. Yeah, so about 2 years ago, and if not last year, but I think 2 years ago. Most of my travels are domestic. I'm now getting out the country more. So typically I go to Texas every year because I have a sister that lives there. So Texas, that's my every year thing, and Florida's my every year thing because my other sister lives there as well. So Texas. Last year I went to Chicago. That was my first time in Chicago, which was amazing because back in the days, I'm like, I ain't going to Chirac, you know what I'm saying? Like, oh, you're not all ignorant. But then I was like, you know what? In Chicago, downtown Chicago is beautiful. Like, it was everything the opposite of what I thought it would be like. So that was dope. I've gone to Aruba, Jamaica, Montreal. So now I'm starting to get out the country. In addition to the domestic trips. Did I go anywhere else last year? Chicago, Philly, Maryland. So I do a lot of internal, but I'm trying to get at least one out of the country trip a year, which I've been doing that for the last few years. So it's working out.
Nice.
Yeah, because that's the same thing I kind of do. I normally try to do 2 out of the country trips a year. And then the rest might be, day trips or maybe no more than 4 hours from where I'm at, stuff like that. But yeah, that's pretty dope, especially now that you're expanding outside of the country, you know what I'm saying? A lot of people, especially now, I said the last, 5-10 years with people, especially Black people, are starting to really get out there and travel and, stuff like that. So I love to see Black people traveling. I always, when I see another Black person, somewhere, I'd be like, oh man, there you go, right? I think it's pretty cool. Like they point at me, I point at them. I'd be like, yeah, we already know. Unspoken word, So that's pretty dope. So a follow-up to what Ron just asked, have you or are you planning to do any cruises or anything like that?
Okay. See, I'm on a cruise. I don't want to be on the water that long. And I know people say you can't feel it, but I don't know. Cruise don't sit right with my spirit. I don't know. People have been trying to convince me, but like the ocean, like I like the beach, don't get me wrong, but I like the beach up to my waist. I'm cool there. Okay. So I don't know about knowing that I'm on a boat in the middle of the ocean. And I tried kayaking while I was in Jamaica, a short story. And it did not go well at all. Okay. Let me say, I will never kayak again in my life. Okay. It was the scariest experience ever. Okay. So as soon as I crossed the rope, I realized like you really in the ocean, and I panicked immediately. Okay.
Did the kayak flip over or something?
No, but so So there was this white family. They went, the kids was going, they was out. Okay, they was going out, coming back 30 minutes later, making it look easy. It was not. So when we got there, the dad kept screaming out, make sure you guys go to the right. The kayak went to the left. I was like, oh my goodness. No, me and my boyfriend, he says I wasn't paddling. I thought I was. I don't know. We made it back and I vowed to never go kayaking again. So the ocean don't sit right with me, but I know you on a ship, but I think knowing that I'm not on land is not going to work for me.
Okay, it's just a mental thing. It sounds like, and some people like, they don't even like the motion of the, the cruise when it's on the ocean. Like, you get sick and stuff like that. Like, so if you have like some motion sickness, I can get that as well. I'm not sure if you do or not, but I know you don't. Okay, yeah. One time I went, I had to get some, what do you call it? Whatever type of medicine to help you with like dizziness and so forth. So,
you guys.
So yeah, I enjoy cruises though. Like if I get my medicine in me, I'm straight. You know what I'm saying? I think I like about cruises.
You get that fix, huh?
You get that fix,
right. You get that fix. Right.
I'm good. Like the one thing I like about cruises, because unlike you, Rosey, and definitely unlike Preston, I'm not an itinerary dude. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna just go where the wind takes me when I'm on vacation. Even on a cruise, like, if you go on that right cruise, it got so many other activities that you want to do. Like if I be like, oh, I missed this thing at 2, I go again at 4 o'clock. I'll be all right. Don't worry about it. I like the cruise because there's something always to do, even if you miss whatever you planned to do previously. So, well, one thing I wanted to ask is, of course, we're in a new year now and things of that nature. What are some do you have any, trips already planned this year already, or is it still a little too soon to tell?
I already got 2 trips booked. Let me tell you. Okay, so there are domestic. I'm gonna go to Florida again because I told you I practically live there, but I haven't been there in a little bit. And I'm taking my son, of course. And I'm going to. Don't judge me because people judge me the way I say New Orleans. New Orleans. Listen, it's New Orleans. That's the way it looks. So that's the way I'm gonna say it. So.
Yeah, ain't no Nolans. They go to Nolans, man. I know. Go ahead.
I'm going to Nolans. I've never been there. Have you guys been there?
Yes, I love it. I've been there. I love it. Like one thing that this is just FYI for me. Don't get caught in the tourist trap of like the French Quarters and all that type of stuff. Like if you're a foodie, you might have to go a couple blocks outside of the French Quarters and everything to really enjoy like some real down home Nolans cooking. Don't fall for the tourist traps. All that. It's good to see and all that type of stuff. Take your pictures, but like they got like a nice soul food spot a couple blocks away. The name escapes me, but I'll text it to you if I remember. But definitely don't fall for the tourist trap when it comes to the food. But it's a lovely place. I enjoyed it, and I'm going back again later on this year around September.
That's what everyone says. It's good. That's one thing that I do utilize the Black Travel Movement for, because there are so many people. The search bar is your best friend. I done found so many gems in there. Again, people will be like, I'm going to Puerto Rico. Where should I go? There's 95 posts. Like, it annoys me because everyone says it and they get offended. But literally, go to the search bar. You will find everything. So I've researched a lot of places in New Orleans to eat. And a lot of people that live there are like, no, this is a tourist place. Make sure y'all go to this hole in the wall. So I have a list of places. And one of them may be the ones that you're thinking of. So let me know. And if not, I'll put it on my list. But I look forward to going there. I've always wanted to go there, so it'll be the first time. It's a short visit, but I want to just get a little feel for Nolans.
I want to go so bad. I just haven't been, but I think now I kind of want to go for like Essence Festival or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
I heard that'd be lit or whatever, so I kind of want to go take my wife down there and see all the vibes, the R&B stuff, and all that stuff, because they always have like a great lineup.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Essence Festival is the shit. Okay.
Like I seen pictures and I didn't hear, like from older to younger people, they always say they had a great time. I'd be like, man.
Yeah.
But like I said, as far as me, I'm not a big traveler in the States. And it's, a lot of people, like when I meet somebody overseas, they be like, oh, you ever been here? No, I've never been there. And they be like, what the hell you doing out here then? You know what I'm saying? I'd be like, but I just be like, it's one of those things as a traveler, at least initially, I always be like, oh, it'll be there. And I'm trying to slowly get out of that mindset.
No, why y'all think that? I mean, it will be, but still.
Yeah, like, you know what I'm saying? I'd be like, Texas, oh, it'll be there. I'll go over there one day, you know what I'm saying? But, and then another thing what really deters me is the price. Like my mother, she lives in St. Louis. I'm born and raised in St. Louis. And, but now I live on the East Coast. So every once in a while, I might be saying, all right, Mom, I'm going to fly back to St. Louis. I look at a plane ticket, be $300 some. Oh, no, I can't do it. Oh, because I looked at a trip to Toronto, round trip. It was like $200. I was thinking like, see my mom or Toronto. And Mom, check this out. You be easy. All right, but I'm gonna send you these pictures. So it's like it's both of us there, you know? So yeah, that's just one of the things that for me, it's hard to get around the price. But you know, like Americans like really money hungry and stuff like that a lot of times. So I understand that because I used to live in Germany for 3 years, and just getting around is so much easier. And I'm like, it's cheap. They don't care about, you know, like I flew from Germany to London, and I'm not kidding you, $27 round trip.
Dang.
Like I went from Germany to Portugal, and literally the plane ticket was like $120 round trip.
Real quick,
I'm sorry, go ahead.
quick about Portugal. Portugal's nice, ain't it?
Oh yeah, I went to Porto for like 3 or 4 days, and I went to Lisbon for about 3 or 4 days.
That's new bucket list. It never was, but now that I'm getting more into looking out other countries, I realized how nice Portugal was.
Portugal's nice, especially Porto. Porto is off the. Both of them are nice because both of them are on the water. So you know, if you like the water and stuff like that, you know, and then for some reason the Atlantic Ocean looks better on that side of the world than it does, say, like in Virginia or something.
Okay.
So it's definitely a real nice city. But yeah, like I said, I like to spend my money going over you know, overseas or whatever. But I told myself this year I'm about to see some more states this year.
Do you have any states on your list?
I have a list for all the states that I want to go to.
Oh, okay. Are they mostly west, south?
Everywhere. Like I have a trip in my mind. It's more like a day trip, but I want to go see Mount Rushmore, because I don't see a lot of people really posting about Mount Rushmore. I just want to see it just to see it. And like I said, that's why I say it's like more like a day trip, because I'm gonna fly out there, see it, and leave the next day or something like that, because I don't really think it's too much around that area, unless I just really dive, like, you know, do like a deep dive in the area. But really, I just want to see that. And I also want to start doing more hiking and seeing like national parks and stuff like that. And I know that's more, you know, like your Oregons, your Washington State, you know, stuff like that. So, and I've never been to neither one of those states. So I'm like, hey, I want to start getting into that type of stuff. So,
Okay.
Sure.
But my follow-up question was, what are some of the benefits of joining a travel group or even your travel group?
One, you get legit reviews from people you personally know. Granted, when you get reviews on TripAdvisor and stuff, it's not like people are fake, but I think knowing the people or knowing that everyone's in a group to basically be hyped to share some information they had, whether it's good or it's bad, because sometimes people will tell you like, okay, bad experience here. And if you notice there's several people saying the same thing, you might want to, you know, not go that route. Pricing, I feel like a lot of people are transparent with the prices. When you're in a travel group, I feel like it's less secretive. Usually if you have someone on Instagram or Facebook that you don't, you know, it's not in a group and they go somewhere or whatever, and you're like, oh my God, tell me what hotel you stay at. People be stink like, like it's VIP information. Like, travel group, people are ready to help. Like, you should go here, make sure you go on Groupon, make sure you this. And I just feel like it allows you to do your research and gather a lot of information before you, one, pick where you want to go, or two, before you actually get to your destination. I think you'll already have a lot of info.
Okay.
I like that. I like that. Well, I know earlier you was talking about how, you know, you already got a couple of trips already planned this year. Even though you got those already planned on paper so far, do you have any, you know, other, you know, excursions or destinations that you're at least plotting in your mind for later on in the year?
I am planning on going in the summer with my girl Saba to Bali. But I don't know how much will be open by then. And I'm going to keep watching because, you know, I don't want to just go on out there without having the proper information because people do get turned away from the airport or whatever the case is with what's going on. So that's a plan. That's like the big trip for the year. And then if I can squeeze in somewhere else later on in the year, maybe Mexico. I know Mexico's a hot spot right now, but I've never been to Mexico. So I do want to experience Mexico if I can. And like you were saying, some of the flights in the US be ridiculous. Like some of them are cheap and some of them are not. I was looking up a little quick trip for Atlanta later on just to go visit my homegirl. And they were asking like $300. I'm like, for Atlanta? Y'all got me.
What we doing? What we doing?
No.
Absolutely not.
I'm like, no. Mind you, Mexico, there was actually, I got a little notification. And to go from Boston, which is where I am, to Costa Rica, it's $197. Why would I spend $300 on Hotlanta? I'm like, hell nah. So
it'll be there. That's why I said. And then, like I said, like the whole be there concept, and it really came to fruition for me due to all the circumstances in the last year. Because I'm like, I had so many trips planned for 2020, and they all went to the wayside. I'd be like, man, but America just open. I mean, if you really want to, you can just be like, well, I'm gonna go over here.
Yeah,
but
you're right.
it ain't the same way you go overseas because you like, oh, I can't go because, you know, federally, like, you know, like I can't go because they don't fly there anymore, or, you know, whatever the case may be, or this country's on lockdown. All the states are open.
Yep.
You just might have to just do one thing or two things to get into the state, but you can go. So
you're right.
That's why I always had that mentality of, oh, it'll be there, but I don't know. But yeah, like you said, like Mexico is beautiful. I went to Mexico a couple of years ago. I went to Mexico City.
How is Mexico City? Because isn't that like more so away from the water? It's more like
it's all city. So yeah. I'm a city. I prefer city over beach. So I love this. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not a lay in the sun, like beat me up type of guy. Like I'm like, nah, brother, I need you. Where's the shade? You know what I'm saying? But I don't know. I'm just not a big beach person. Like I don't mind going to the beach. I don't mind staying out there for a couple of hours. But outside of that, I mean, I'll just be like, it's kind of boring. Because like I said, I'm not getting in the ocean to be like, let me swim laps. Like, nah, man, like I'm good. And I also don't want to spend all day just sipping Mai Tais all day. Like, nah, I'd rather be doing something more. And like I said, I like to invest my time in the culture. I really don't feel like there's a lot of culture at the beach because you're just at the beach.
Right.
But like, you know, like in Mexico City, I mean, my wife and I, we walked around everywhere. I mean, we went to all the important sites, a couple, you know, off the beaten path sites. And we also got to take a road trip that was about an hour and a half outside of Mexico City. And we went to the, I can't really pronounce it, I ain't gonna lie to you, but just the pyramids.
Okay, I was literally gonna ask you, and I was thinking, is it Itza? I'm like, girl, call it the pyramid.
Yeah, it started with a T, but you know, the way my, you know, English is set up, I feel like, so, but it's tight because you got two big pyramids there. They got the Pyramid of the Sun and Pyramid of the Moon. And then you can actually walk to the top of the Pyramid of the Sun, and you can walk halfway up to the Pyramid of the Moon. And so it's pretty dope, you know what I'm saying? But like, that's what type of stuff I'm into. You know, I was a history major, you know, way back when. So I really love to, you know, to see the places that I read about.
I mean, honestly, that's the best part of the trip is engaging and indulging in the culture. You're right. Going to the beach is cool, but I don't want to spend all my time at the beach too. I do, you know, I may start, like when I was in Puerto Rico, an example, my girl wakes up later than I do. So I was on the beach every day, you know, 7 o'clock, I'm up. And then by 10, I'm like, girl, you ready to go somewhere? Because I don't want to spend all day there. I'm like, let's go do some Puerto Rican stuff. What that is, I don't know, but we gonna find okay, like I want to do what y'all are doing. When I went to Aruba with my son, I'm like, I need Aruban food. They're like, what? I'm like, Aruban food. What do y'all eat here? Like, I don't want to have McDonald's. And my son was like, can we go to McDonald's? I'm like, I be damn, we ain't going to McDonald's in Aruba. I'm like, no. So I do want to do that. So I have 2 questions for y'all. I don't remember the first one, but maybe it'll pop up. to go back real quick to the cruises. So we talking about indulging in the culture, but from what I've heard, yeah, you get a little sample of the countries, but you get the tourist things. You don't get a real feel for the country.
Oh, I don't do cruises. I don't do cruises at all. I was just wondering, was it part of like, what you do, what you guys do? But yeah, I'm like you. I'm not about to sit there and be like, oh, I've been to Jamaica 17 times. Really? Yeah, for 3 hours a piece.
Yeah.
Nah, man, I'm good on that. I'd rather be like, oh, I went to Jamaica for a week. I'm doing this. I'm in a dance hall. I'm doing, whatever. Now, obviously, everything has to be within safety and stuff like that. But I like to be like, hey, I've been to the city. Like, I was there. Like, I walked around, whatever the vibe was. You know what I'm saying? So that's how person I am. I'm not a big cruise person. Not to say I would never go on a cruise, but it's not important to me. So.
What about you?
Well, yeah. I am a cruise person, but when I do go on other destination vacations, I just like to go off the beaten path as well. If I'm not being lazy in my hotel or on the beach or something like that, I go off the beaten path. Similar to you and Preston. I do want to, indulge in the culture here and there and things of that nature, but just at my own pace. I don't need to keep the itinerary and all that type of jazz that you and Preston talk about. You know what I'm saying? Just
see, that's where Ryan and I kind of split. And the thing about it is, it's been my man $100,000 for over 20 years, right? And we never really been any real vacations, right?
Bike week.
And I'm kind of scared. You said where? Myrtle Beach?
I said bike week with the bike week.
The bike week in Myrtle Beach, but that was Myrtle Beach. So it was, to me, it's like, oh, that's down the street. I'm talking about like a legit, like, hey, we're going here to do this. Mm-hmm. I'm gonna need Ryan to get on the program, or I will leave his ass. Because I'm like this. I'm not rich, and I don't know how many times I can get back here. And when I mean here, obviously anywhere. You know? So I try to do as much as I can in the confines of still having fun. Because to me, it's having fun is experiencing what you're going to experience. So I'm not saying, hey, you got to be up at 3 o'clock in the morning, brush your teeth, we out to do it 4. No, I'm not saying that. But I'm like, hey, man, 7, 8 o'clock, we need to be hitting the road because one, depending on the time of the year, you don't know how much daylight you have. You don't know if it's going to rain. You don't know if it's going to, whatever, the time of the year. So it might snow. It could be whatever. And like I said, these flights are expensive or they're long. I don't know about you guys, but these flights get a little,
pricey.
Yeah.
In Korea. And that damn flight I flew from Atlanta to Seoul, Korea. That was about 18 hours straight. Mm. And I'm talking about straight. Like, we ain't stopping in Hawaii. We ain't stopping in California. No. Atlanta, Seoul. That is a long flight. So I'm not doing that 12 times. Like, nah.
You want to get your money's worth and the experience worth. Yeah, but that's the thing, like, that's one thing I have learned. Because a lot of people, some of my friends, my family members are like, girl, when you going your next trip, I'm coming. No, you're not. Like, you're not, because I know how you give it up. And I'm not about to ruin it because, I went on a trip once with a relative, and if she don't like the way her ponytail looks, forget about it. She don't like the way she did her ponytail 100 times. I'm like, yo, we gotta go. Like, we are off schedule. Like, so she didn't know, but in my mind, I knew you're never coming with me on a trip again. And it sounds small, but she had an attitude. She wanted to Google every restaurant we were supposed to go to. She wanted to look at the pictures on Google to see what the food. Ma'am, you're not coming with me ever again. Like, so till this day, she's like, when are we going? I got to come up with excuses. But I've learned that you could be my friend or my relative, but you can't travel with everybody because you don't have the same traveling. Ryan may go somewhere with someone that likes to wing it. That will work for y'all. But for like Preston and me, our planners, it's kind of like, so we don't know what we're doing today. Like,
yeah, like, I don't mind 1 or 2 things that we're about to do. We just wing it because we just heard about it. Because you can't Google everything. It's always going to be some stuff that you're going to find out on ground.
Yep.
I get that. But for the most part, oh, bro, tell me. I call it 0 day, like the day you land, get to the room. Hey, I'm like this. Hey, we look at it and say, hey, how much time do we need for this? Okay, how far is that out? And that's how my main travel partner, Jeremiah, that's how we do it. Because like we'll sit there and be like, all right, we got to see these 12 things, and we're here for say 5 days. How are we going to do that? Okay, but the best thing to do is break it down into this little group because we're already going to be in this area. So that's what we're going to do day 1 and day 2, day 3 or whatever. So just to maximize the time, and it always works out for us, you know. And I got other friends, like I said, I got one of my good friends, Brian. He don't give a damn. He's a wing. He likes to wing things, but he is also like, he's horrible at planning trips. So he'll be like, Preston, plan a trip. I'm down. It don't matter where we going. I'm like, all right, we're gonna go here, 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 and this is what we're gonna do. Bet. And he's good with that. You know what I'm saying? You know,
like that, Ellie. I'd be like, you wanna go? She was going everywhere with me. I know her boyfriend was sick of me. At the time I was single. I'm like, Ellie, you want to go to I'm like, you want to go to New Jersey? She's like, sure. I'm like, you want to go to California? She's like, sure. I'm like, you want to go to Vegas? We was going everywhere. All she'd be like, just tell me how much you need. She don't care what we doing. She don't care. I send people to the hotel. She's like, why you sending it to me? I'm like, well, you know, I want your feedback. No, how much you need? I'm like, you know, I like you, girl. I like you.
Yeah, I got partners like that. I got, like I said, I got a couple friends. Like, let's think about it. You got to know your friends and who you're traveling with. Because, you know, like I said, it does become hit or miss. And of course, Ryan's a weak link on the conversation. Because Ryan wanted me to sleep to noon. Why are you in the bed at noon? You spent all this money and time and effort to get here, and you like, hey, check this out. I'm gonna be in this bed.
Here's my thing. Here's my thing, Rosie. You know what I'm saying? I've explained to Preston, like, I mean, I'm not sure, like, I don't need to get in your business or anything like that, but hey, I work hard on my 9 to 5. And so when I'm on vacation, that's what I'm doing. I'm gonna be a bum on vacation because we work hard. So let me just chill on vacation.
But after that, then I rebuttal by saying, the type of vacation that you just explained sounds like a beach, sounds like a resort lifestyle. That is fine. Like, I'm doing that in Mexico. Me and my wife, we're going to Mexico to like Tulum and all. You know, so that's the big, you know, craze right now. So we going down there in June for her birthday, and I don't plan on doing too much of anything. I mean, I'm gonna do a little excursions here and there. But that area is designed to be like, we can really chill and just, you know what I'm saying, do nothing. And I'm okay with that going into that because I know that's what it's about. But, you know, with a dude, I'm not gonna be like, hey, Ryan, you on this beach all day, dog? Like, what you gonna do? Like, you trying to get these massages?
Nah.
So that's what I was like. So when I go with dudes, I'm thinking like, hey, let's hit the streets. Let's see what's out there. Let's, you know, just do like what everybody else is doing. So that's why I'm like, let's get out the room because nothing's free. Like, I'm not gonna be like, hey, Ron, let's go to Vegas. But by the way, let's hang out in a room until 4 o'clock in the afternoon. No, man, like, why? Like, I understand it's vacation, but you know, people still want to do stuff on vacation. But like I say, it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? Different strokes, different folks. But to get back to it, like, so my next question I have is, you know, how does one go about joining like a travel group, and you know, what are some of the associated costs, if any, in joining a travel group, and how would someone seek out a travel group?
I guess you should just, when you search out travel groups, you should look for what interests you. Like, I don't know, maybe you'll find like a Caribbean travel group because you're more so into the Caribbean islands. I don't know. For me, I have travel groups. I've entered travel groups that weren't Black, and they cool too, but I feel like for what I am looking for, a Black travel group is more my speed because, as you said, Preston, Black people are traveling more now. So it's not just limited to Atlanta and Miami, although people swear that's the only places Black people go is Miami and Atlanta. Yeah. But you know, we're getting out there. So I didn't really learn a lot about Portugal until I was in a Black travel group. Like, Portugal is not a Black country. So I feel like for me, I want reviews from people that look like me. A lot of people in travel groups will tell you like, oh, they was kind of racist in this country. Granted, not everybody has the same experience, but for me, I know I wanted reviews from people that look like me and the same interests of things that I'd like to do. So I think you just have to look for whatever interests you. Like, it don't have to be a Black travel group. You can be into something else, but you'll get a feel. Sometimes I've entered a travel group and I don't like the flow and I leave and call it a day. So you just get an idea for what you like.
All right. Well, you kind of touched on it with your current answer, but you know, like, so I apologize if you sound like you might repeat yourself, but just for a travel group in general, like, what, in your opinion, are are some cons? You already named a lot of the positive or the pros, but what are like some negatives or some cons, if any, in your opinion, when it comes to certain travel groups?
All right. So an example, my travel group, I don't know. I don't know everybody in there. Most of the people I added people. And it just seems to be a good flow. And I don't know if people look and they realize it's not that type of party. But when people post their pictures or their reviews, there's no negative comments. Nobody's saying like, why would you waste your money to go there? Nobody's saying, but in bigger travel groups, an example, the Black Travel Movement, the shade that be in there, you think you posting a fire picture in the comments, people are like, oh, well, again, there's a lot of love, but it's like, oh, why would you waste your money to go there? Oh, I stayed there, it was whack. Or, like, they just have a lot of negative things to say. And it's just like, you thought you was fire posting your pictures and your reviews, and you get back online and there's 3,000 comments and some of them are bashing you. So I think, because some people are snobs. Oh, why would you stay there? I'd rather stay at the Ritz. Cool story, bro. I'm not staying at it's like that's for you. But people will get on there and kind of, so I do think that's one reason why people are hesitant to post in travel groups sometimes, because there's always those people that feel like, I've been traveling for years, you don't know what you're talking about, or why would you do this? And I think that could discourage others from wanting to show, because I've seen people posting that travel group, like, I've been in this group for 6 years, I've never posted, but I finally got the courage. And it's like based on what they've seen happen under people's posts. So it's like you can't control what people say, but I guess you just try to find a group that people are more positive and encouraging versus trying to shade you because you went somewhere they wouldn't go or whatever the case is. So that's a con to me, but I think that's like the only one I could think of, really.
Okay. That's fair enough.
You're gonna get some hate now. There's gonna be some super hate. You be like, damn. Like, you woke up like, I got hate on my mind and my heart. All of this. So yeah, like that's the only thing I see in that I can see. Like, cause I'm only part of that one travel group and I'm not that active in it. Sometimes, like I said, you come across a couple of things, you be like, oh man, I didn't know about that. And then you just take it for what it's worth. And I never comment on anybody's pictures or anything like that. And if I do, it's always gonna be something positive. I'm not gonna be like, come on, man, why the hell you stay there for? Because you didn't post to hear that. You know what I'm saying? Look, that's how I feel. Like, you didn't ask a question. You didn't say, hey, do anybody like this hotel? No, you didn't ask that question, because then you open yourself up to no, yes, maybe, a little bit. Cool. But if I just say, hey, man, I stayed at Hotel A, this was the price, this is how much fun I had, it was cool. And if somebody come down, like you said, hey, man, why are you staying in that low budget 3-star? I only do 5 stars. I didn't even ask you nothing. First of all, who are you? So yeah, I get all that. How you can open yourself up to, like, say, the hate or whatever. So okay, well, I guess that could possibly be like the only con, because you don't know these people per se. So it's not like they're gonna come to your neighborhood and be like, oh, so you the person that's out, so.
Yeah. You hope people have positive feedback, and sometimes they do, and sometimes they don't. But you just don't know. And see, my black ass will go and delete my post. Y'all, I'm about to be commenting on here. Don't after a while, I'm like, y'all got me messed up. I posted in the Black Travel Movement, but I've never got any negativity. Thank God. I don't know if they was cool that day, but I've been good. You know what I'm saying? But that doesn't happen in my travel group. So I like that, because it does allow people to be like, oh, okay, they'll ask questions, they'll ask suggestions like, hey, is there any places you guys recommend for this budget or whatever the case is? And people will chime in and be like, oh, you should check out these places, or you learn new things. So I think that's cool. Okay, I remember my next question, if that's cool. And I'm sure y'all have, because y'all seem a little more out of the country travelers than me. But how do you feel about, or how is it, how you go to a country and in order to get to your hotel, it's about a 3-4 hour drive from the airport. Have you been to, I haven't yet. I know in Haiti, when my parents go, I'm like, okay, you about to be, at first I was like, oh, you about to be home. And my dad's like, no, we got 3-4 hours to go. I'm like, each time? So like, I want to go to Costa Rica, and I want to stay where the volcanoes are. And to get there, it's about a 2.5-3 hour drive. And I would do it, but that kind of sucks. Like, so have y'all experienced having to take a long trip to the hotel from the airport?
I have, because sometimes, unfortunately, in certain locations, there just aren't airport, conveniently close enough. So if I know that going in, I'll just mess around. I'll just, do like a rental car situation. Be like, look, if I have to go somewhere, hey, I'll do the rental car to the hotel. And Preston knows this, but sometimes I could be a little scary when it comes to certain aggressive drivers or traffic. So once I get to the hotel, if I need to go anywhere else, hey, I'll see what the Uber situation or the Lyft looking like. But when it comes to that, I'll prepare my mind. I'll just suck it up and I'll just drive from the airport to wherever that destination is, if it's like, an hour, 2 hour drive.
Not me. I mean, like, I get in that cab, Uber, whatever. I'll be like, drive me. Don't interrupt my playlist. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I just, that's just what I do. Yeah, I mean, it don't really bother me. That's why I try to do the research to know if there's a 2 hour, 3 hour, or whatever the case may be, type of situation. And then that way I can plan accordingly and say, okay, I need for my flight to arrive at 6 a.m. because I know, I want to see, I like to make sure the first day I arrive, I can still do something.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I don't want to arrive at 6 o'clock in the evening and I know I still got to go through customs. I know I still got to go get my luggage. Okay, I know I still got to get from the airport to, wherever I got to go. Next thing you know, it's 10 o'clock at night. You're like, well,
yeah.
I guess I'll just lay down. And, so I like to try to make sure that I get somewhere early enough where I can still do something. Even if it's just walk around in daylight, and okay, I just walk around and I know tomorrow I'm gonna hit it hard.
Yeah.
Days. So yeah, like I said, it don't really bother me. I normally I've never done like 3 hours. I've done like the most I've done was maybe like an hour and a half, something like that.
No, 3 hours. Because I'll look up places. I'm like, I'm going to, I don't know, Honduras, or I'm going to Belize. And then I'll find out, I research the resorts first. I'm getting all excited. And then I go and put in the airport because I'm like, let me see. It'd be like 3.5 hours. I'm like, maybe I really don't want to go here. Like, maybe this ain't the place for me. But I feel like eventually I'll have to. Like, a lot of places, like the volcanoes aren't near the airport in Costa Rica.
Yeah.
It is what it is. So I can go to Costa Rica, but if I want the volcanoes, I have to make that sacrifice. So I don't know, but we'll see.
That's what I heard, because I haven't been to Costa Rica or Belize, but for like a lot of the good areas, like I heard Belize City is horrible. Everybody said just bypass that whole city.
Yeah,
but you fly into Belize City, and then from there you just have to know, okay, I need to get to the east side of it, the west side of it, whatever. So, like for Belize, for example, I've already started kind of looking at Belize and what I want to do. They have a rainforest type of resort type deal, and it's closer to Guatemala. So I was like, I want to go to the pyramids. I think I was called like Tikal or something like that. And it's like it's like right over the border. But the thing between that resort to the pyramids is like an hour.
Okay.
Like, that's cool. But I think to get to the resort, I think it's like 2.5 hours from the airport. But I'm cool with that because that's the only way you can. I mean, there's no other way around it. So I don't take a lot of trips where the city that I fly into is where I want to, because normally I do fly into the main city. And that's where I want to be at. Like, I went to Colombia like a year ago. I wanted to go to Cartagena, and I know that's not how to pronounce it, but you said what?
Yeah, that's on my bucket list. I need to go.
Cartagena's dope. Cartagena is like, I'm gonna tell you this. No, this is no bullshit. Cartagena is in my top 5 countries I've ever been in my life. I say countries, cities. Colombia itself, like I actually started researching property in Colombia. Like that's how dope it was. Like I had an amazing time, had an amazing tour guide, which if you in the Black Travel movement, everybody uses Freddie or I forgot the other guy name, but I use Freddie, whatever. And I'm still in touch with him right now. Like I talk to him all the time, be like, I'm gonna get back there. And
such great things. I heard you get a bang for your buck. I heard it's beautiful. I heard it's black. There's a lot of black.
Yeah, it's different black. Everybody's black. I mean, it's it's definitely a beautiful city. But so I say, I spent I think 4 days in Cartagena, and then we flew to Medellin. And the trip, like it was a one-way trip, $27 one way. From Cartagena to Medellin.
Yeah, that's good. good.
Yeah, like, we did we did it like that. So we went from Cartagena to Medellin, and then I went to Panama City in Panama. And I did like 3 days each in each city, whatever.
Panama, because I had two people in my travel group go last year and they had two different reviews. One was my homegirl. She's been to Colombia and she loves it. And the other one was my other homegirl. She went to, I don't remember what part of Panama, but it wasn't Panama City. She went to, it was more so for relaxation with her man. Like there was rainforest and I think they had to take a boat to get there. So they went more for that. And my other friend, she went kind of for relaxation, but to sightsee. But she felt like Panama was Americanized. She felt like you didn't get a bang for your buck. She felt like it was pretty expensive for it to be an outside country. She said she wouldn't go back, but my other friend that went with her man was like, I would definitely go back. So it was two different reviews.
I wouldn't go back.
Oh.
And the only reason why I wouldn't go back is, now, like I said, I was in Panama City. So maybe, maybe I would go back to go to a different area and maybe see the rainforest part. I'm sure that was lovely. But the city itself, it's America. And it's American dollars. So that's why you don't get bang for your buck. So I went to the ATM and I already knew that they use American dollars. Like, I'm like, okay, whatever. But then it really does hit you like, damn, I just took out $20. That's $20. Like, it ain't no, I took out 20 and this is really $1,700 of their money. Like, nah, like, so you spend 20, you spend 20. That's what you did. So, like I said, in Panama City was, to be honest with you, man, you just need like a day. You just need like a 1 day of Panama City and you can see everything. Like, especially if you get an official tour, because we got an official tour, like we stayed at the Hilton and went downstairs, to the concierge and then they, got us all hooked up with the tour guide. And that tour guide, since they're official, they get the actual times of when the boats come in through the canal. So they don't just have you just go there randomly and be like, all right, there ain't no boats. Like you're just sitting there like, all right. And they, hoping that a boat comes. No, like we literally was in the middle of the tour and he was like, hey guys, it's a boat coming in 30 minutes. Hey, we're going to just shoot over there right quick so you can see how, the whole operation works. And then as soon as we're done, we'll go back to, whatever. So I was like, we always like, oh, cool. We ain't wasting our time. Like
right.
We were there right before the boats came in. And like we actually seen like the boat come in, how they raise the water, how they lowered the water, how the boat comes through. You took a billion pictures. So it was cool. And like I said, as soon as the boat left, he's like, hey, you guys want to stay a little longer? We stayed for another maybe 20 minutes. And they was like, all right, we're good. We're straight. I mean, ain't too much more to see at the canal.
Okay. That's good to know.
Yeah, so it's like, that's what I recommend. But Panama City, really, you don't need nothing but maybe 2 or 3 days. 3 days is if you're trying to be greedy. But definitely, you can do everything like 2 days. 2 days is max.
Okay.
So and you don't really feel rushed or whatever.
Good to know.
Good to know.
So my next question is, does your travel group include destinations to adult-themed destinations? Like, Hinduism or any type of temptation type, I guess, adult themed, areas, whatever?
No, I'm not against it. I don't know. Maybe that's something I can post in there and see if anyone would go or if they have been, but it's not something that has come up. But I ain't got no children in there. My niece, I'm like, roll out. Like, so it's like, if it was to come up, it would be a thing. But I haven't asked. That's a good thing. I've never asked before. So I'm curious who has gone, actually.
Yeah, because I know Ryan, he came across like a nudist, like a black nudist group on Instagram. And it was kind of like, wow. And I say it was all ages, shapes, sizes, everything. And they were just taking all the pictures, whatever. And obviously it was covered up as far as
Instagram goes.
Going on Instagram. But they was butterball neck, and I'm like, damn. And I ain't never really seen all that before. Like I said, I lived in Europe for 3 years, so you get used to seeing nudity. Like it's just what they do over there. But it was just interesting to see black people doing it like that.
Yeah,
I've never been to any of that type of stuff. So
right, and that was a catch. Like in addition to being like nudist, it was like a traveling nudist group. Like they had traveling nudist groups that go to like hedonism or temptation in Cancun and other destinations like that. So I was No, I didn't know that. I did not know it was a thing until we actually started to deep dive into like, the whole travel genre. So I thought that was quite interesting to say the least.
I mean, I've
Uh,
heard of, would I go? I would go to see real quick, but
okay.
like, I don't think I wouldn't like be that free and comfortable to just be walking around, just chilling. Like some of my homegirls would, and I think one of my homegirls has gone to one, but she's more of a free spirit.
Mhm.
My spirit's not that damn free. Okay. So I would want to go and peek real quick, take a look, but I ain't wilding, but I wouldn't participate, but it's a thing.
Yeah, it's the thing. Well, I get it. Just to say that you can at least say you've been there, but you don't have to participate. So yeah, I definitely totally get it.
I told Ryan, I was like, oh, I'll go. And he was like, oh, you and your wife will go? No, slow down. Wife ain't going. I'm like, we ain't about to be sitting there, you get naked. No. And I don't necessarily want to get naked either. I just want to kind of be like, like it's a curtain, you just kind of pull it back and be like, oh, y'all motherfuckers wild. All right, let me pull the curtain back. But that's all I want to do, just to see what it's about or whatever. But I mean, maybe if I was single, and at this point in my life, oh yeah, I'd probably go. I'm like, I gotta do it just to see what's going on.
Yeah.
And just for the experience.
Yeah, and no disrespect, Preston. Like, cause I'll probably just say, well, I can see right now if you and your wife went there, you probably have to fight like a naked guy for looking at your wife a little too long going somewhere. Like,
but it's Hinduism. It's supposed to be swinging and orgies and all that type of stuff from what from what I heard. Mm-hmm. So can you really be upset that a dude like you went to a swinging orgy type infested area? You can't be like, hey bro, what you looking at my girl for?
Yeah, but you maybe thinking that, okay, I'll be cool with it until you get there and you realize like, nah, it's not.
Exactly. Yeah, I see. I ain't for all that. So, and I know my wife she's very reserved when it comes to stuff like that, and I'm cool with that. You know what I'm saying? So like me, I'm just kind of, I'm like the wild card of our little group between myself, Ryan, and our best friend Earl. Like I'm the wild card. Earl's like right there behind me, and then Ryan's the
reserved, nice guy.
He's a reserved.
I'm gonna put this bow tie. Hey, leave me alone, guys. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? He's not the wild one of the group. Like, have you watched? I always like to use this analogy. Well, not really say analogy, but this example. Have you watched Insecure? So we always say, well, he always said that that myself and Earl, we're more like Chad, the best friend. We just out here like just loose cannons. Ryan is more of Lawrence. Okay. I say season 1 Lawrence, not wilding out Lawrence, whatever, when he out here getting herpes and syphilis. But
not that.
One Lawrence, you know what I'm saying? So I'll say that he's more like season 1.
Mm-hmm. So he's more chill and calm and collective, and y'all.
They out there.
We out here. Now I said we all 3 married, but like we just like I just don't be caring. Like I'm not gonna say anything because I just have this is my personality. So I've always been like upfront and just have fun. Life is short, so
I'm sure that balances out the group.
It does. I mean, I'm not so wild like I used to be, but like me and my wife, we've been married for 15 years. So like I said, we just hit our 15 years last year. So we've been together for 15 years. So yeah, so I ain't going nowhere. Like,
that's amazing. Black love. Yay.
Yeah, black love. You know what I'm saying? So we like to do a little segue to our rapid fire questions. Okay, whatever the first thought come in your head, it's just 10 questions. Okay. All right. So the first one is luxury or budget?
Balling on a budget.
Okay. Train or plane?
Plane every time.
Hostel or hotel?
I don't do hostels, child. Hotel.
Okay. City life or beach?
Dang. I'll take city life.
Okay. Desert or tropical?
Tropical.
Okay. Cold destination or hot destination?
Hot. Make it hot. Okay.
Okay. Off the beaten path or organized excursion?
Now y'all know me and my itinerary gonna be out here.
Oh man, yeah, itineraries got itineraries. Okay. Photo or video?
Photo.
Photo. Okay. Solo or group?
Group.
Group.
When y'all say group, okay, no more than 3 people because I don't like too many damn people. But I guess that's a group. I haven't done a solo trip yet, but I'm working on it. I would be open to doing it. But I don't like too many people on a trip. That's too many emotions, too many feelings. But a group, but no more than 3 human beings.
Okay. Okay. Fast food or dining?
Dining.
Dining. Okay. Dining. Okay. Well, that's the 10 questions. And I said, I'm the same way when it comes to hostels. I've never been in a hostel. I was like, hey, I put in the 50, 60, $100 a night for the, security factor of things. I do that.
Like some I've seen because I'm like, oh, this look nice from the outside, getting these bunk beds and stuff. I'm like, oh
I
no.
don't do bunk beds. I'm a little sizey. I'm a little too big to be trying to let me get the top bunk. Nah, brother. Like, I'm not 12. Like, we're not doing that.
Plus, you don't know who's staying there. Like, that's weird. No, like, you may find somebody cool, but I'd rather just be in my own space and spend the extra money. I can't. No, I can't do no hostile.
So that's the thing. That's the kicker. So, like, that's real big in Europe. So,
Yeah.
So one of the things is they do got luxury style hostels that it might be a room of, let's say 6, right? And they probably will have bunk beds in there. But if you go with 5 other people, you all get that one room.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Like, so it doesn't have to be like an open bay type of area where it's like 400 beds and you just like, all right, 400 beds and 1 bathroom. So, I mean, they do have like a sort of a luxury style type hostels. You just have to kind of like seek it out. And they do be a little bit more expensive. When I say more expensive, it might be like $35 a night.
Okay.
A lot of hostels be like $5, $10 or whatever. And you'd be like, all right, you don't get nothing.
Yeah.
So pretty much, like I said, you like a backpacker. You just got a backpack, you ain't got no luggage. So that's why I don't do hostel, because I always go with luggage.
Like, luggage.
Like, I need to change outfits at least twice a day because I'm not gonna wear what I wore during the day.
Yeah.
I've been walking around sweating. I'm not gonna do that. I mean, So, and
true.
as far as the like I said, the solo or the group, I have done solo trips, and I started doing more solo trips because when I lived in Korea, or South Korea, like I always got the question. I'd be like, hey man, let's go to Vietnam. For what?
Yeah.
We can go downtown and just get it in, bro. I'll be like, all right, man, let's go ahead and do it. And I lost out on a lot of trips because I just let people just talk me, man, come on, man. We ain't trying to do all that. So now I'm like, nah, I just go by myself. I don't care. Like, when I plan a trip, I'm going regardless. Like, I never plan a trip to be like,
for real.
Yeah, like I can't plan a trip to be like, well, I'm only going if Ryan going. No, like Ryan, I can say, hey, Ryan, hey, bro, this summer, hey, I'm going to Germany. If he say, oh, cool, I want to go. Now it just became a group trip. But if he say, oh, no, I ain't really trying to do all that. Okay.
Yeah, that's it.
Don't worry about it. I'm not sitting there trying to like, persuade you. Nah, bro. I'll tell you one time only.
That's it. That's how I respect it. I respect it. And yeah, I like that. And Rosa, we definitely appreciate you, just coming on the show. It's so much, informative information. That's one thing I'm definitely going to do. Literally, once I get off this interview, I want to be part of that group because me and my wife want to travel more. And I want to apologize in advance because I can't recall if I plugged your travel group or not. But can you please plug your travel groups on all platforms, whether it's Facebook, Instagram? Just plug your travel group so people can know where to find you and join and just partake in all the discounts and the free game that your travel group gives.
All right. Well, first of all, I wanted to say thank you guys for having me on here. It's been a good time. I learned some new things from y'all too. You can never learn enough about traveling. That's one thing. So I don't think I'm a pro. So I learned a lot from you guys, which was great. So my Instagram travel page is travel_with Rosey, Rosey. Obviously, Instagram is a little less informative because it's only pictures. So I do post pictures when I travel and I put, where I am. And then on Facebook, so the travel group on there, it's a little ghetto, but the title, because I'm a little extra. And at first I think I had like Traveling with Rosie. And I'm like, that's so plain. And there were so many other ones. So it's called, Travel with Rosie and Friends. So there's mad A-N's and S's. So y'all just gotta link me on Instagram. That's easier, and I will direct y'all and I'll send y'all the link. So it's kind of, maybe one day I'll change it, but I think it just adds a little spice that I like.
I like it. I like that because, like I said, that's our culture. We got to be extra sometimes,
Yeah, so yes, thank you guys so much for having me on here.
Thank you very much. And you're we always, like Preston says, whenever we have a guest and there's a good chemistry, good vibe, hey, you consider family now. So if you ever want to come back and just plug something, just hit us up.
Yeah.
I would love to have you guys on my podcast. I'm on a little January hiatus. I'll be back in February. But when I do, I'd love to have the both of you join me, and we can get to talking.
Yeah. All right, let's do it. Let's do it. All right. Well, this is Ryan signing off. Appreciate it. And once again, Rosie, thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
Peace.